me wrap this up while it's still daylight. So the mileage worked out to be almost exactly what Google said. The distance and time worked out to be exactly what more or less I calculated based on a 60 mile an hour average, 65 mile an hour even. Doing 65 miles an hour. The mileage worked out. The fuel turned out to be significantly cheaper. I was able to do this on about 100 miles, $100 worth of gas. Gas, except for around home for me, was more expensive. It was $4.15 a gallon on average for 93 octane gas. I did this on $100, wire to wire, tank to tank, drop to drop. I did not have any traffic issues coming down. I was able to find a nice rest stop to stop in. I stopped for about 5 hours of rest. I got some sleep, came down. I still felt pretty damn tired during that demo. There were times when I was a little bit worried that maybe I shouldn't ride because I was too tired. I nodded off, waiting for a ride. Definitely felt a buzz, the lack of sleep buzz at times. I think one time during one of the demo rides, I might have zonked out a little bit, maybe. And I got 5 hours of sleep coming down, so it wasn't like it wasn't solid sleep, but I woke up at 3, and I woke up again at 4. I woke up at 11, stuff like that. And I woke up a couple times. I got some Z's. 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, started getting hot. It was humid. I started getting a little bit wonky, a little bit short-tempered. I wasn't really loving life. Would have been better to go in my car and get another hour or so somewhere. Definitely glad I did not ride. Sorry, I was out. That on several levels that proved to be a mistake. The money did not prove to be worth it. I'm glad I got a hotel the night after the demo. I'm fairly glad I didn't stay. I didn't party. Fairly glad I didn't stay another day. Unfortunately, it rained. It rained harder and longer than the weather report said it was going to rain. We didn't get to ride at all the second day. Unfortunately, the second day was a day it rained, and it was all more or less predicted, at least, partly cloudy, chance of rain. I'm sorry I couldn't stay the next 2 or 3 days, but at the same time, look, I want to go home. I don't want to stay in a hotel, motel, cheap motel, expensive motel. Expensive motel costs money, cheap motel, it's kind of shady characters, and you're just hoping that you don't get your car stolen, broken into. Nobody makes a lot of noise, nobody keeps you up. There wasn't too much noise, but nobody partying. I wasn't worried about shots going off down the hall, but there were a lot of guys riding bikes. There were guys driving by honking their horns. That kind of shit, I don't want to hear that crap. I hear that crap enough at home. I don't want to hear what I'm, in a hotel somewhere. Wake up, it's raining, you can't really ride, and there's some guy riding by in a motorcycle, a Harley, with open pipes, things like that. It was nice to get away for a while, and I'd like to stop somewhere up here tonight. I'm going to have to, because I left it way too late to make it up here tonight. I'm going to get into DC. Even straight 14 hours driving, I'll get to DC about 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm running on the edge of hitting rush hour. But no, riding was not a solid ride. That would not happen. It would be a 2-day ride at least, break it up into 7 hours. I could do that. Then again, you're still pushing the chance that if it's raining and throwing your schedule off, and trust me, you do not want to be riding on the highway in traffic at 75 miles an hour on a wet road for 7 hours or 14 hours. No. The smart thing to do, and I saw a lot of this, was to get a trailer, tow the bike. Get a car, get a trailer, tow the bike. Get a rental, get a trailer, tow the bike. Pay the gas money, man. Sorry. especially on a motorcycle where you're getting 35, 40 miles per gallon, you're not saving anything by riding versus driving. And we get back to the issue of a 300, Kawi 300. Why does my tire all of a sudden sound like I just blew a tire? It's now growling for some reason. Weird road. This road's a little bit rough right here. Don't tell me I blew a freaking tire, man. I think I got a flat in my left front tire. Something funny is happening. Anyway, maybe this road's just a little bit rougher than it was before. The bike would have been nice to ride down someplace, and I still think that the way to go with a ride or bike is you don't have to ride it. You can stop somewhere. It's great, no problem. I ran into a bunch of guys, a few guys that were talking about taking rides to the Arctic Circle, Canada, Wyoming, Utah, stuff like that, Idaho. Even in June, you get up in the mountains, it snows. You're in the north of the country, it snows. You're in the foothills of the Appalachians, you get up there in the summer, it snows. It snows. Snows is always possible. If you go up in elevation, it rains. It's cold. They're putting bags on, stuff like that. I thought I was, the bad guy. No, there's other guys stopping in convenience stores and buying plastic bags. That sucks. Getting that cold where you feel like you have to put plastic bags on, that sucks. Getting wet, it's okay, as long as you don't have to go too fast or too tight of a road or deal with traffic. Getting wet and cold sucks. Getting really hot sucks. Having to sleep sucks. When you're so tired you can barely keep your eyes awake on a motorcycle, that sucks. Man, what did I get? Something burning. I smell something burning. That's weird here. Anyway, I'm not riding a motorcycle for 14 hours to save $60 on gas. Or $30 on gas. Sorry. Especially not a motorcycle like a Kawi 300, which is dog slow. I might consider an R6. I might consider an FZ6. I definitely consider an FZ8. I think I could do an FZ1. I could do a ZX14R. I might be able to do a Gixxer 1000. I might be able to do an R1. Maybe. Maybe a Busa. No way am I riding a fucking moped for 14 hours on the highway. No way. And now, sure, the speed limit on here is high. Some of these highways, I think in South Carolina, Georgia, low end of the speed limit is 45. North Carolina, 45. Yes! Hypothetically, you could ride. Look at that Ferrari. That's like not a Testarossa. It might be a Testarossa. One with the slats inside. Something was burning there for a second. Maybe it was something I passed on the road. Truck, something. You could do it. I would not choose to do it. It would be that hypothetical kid's adventure. I would not choose to do it. I can see how the insurance would be cheaper. I would not choose to ride one. Give me a 500, man, at least. Jesus. Honda had a lot of bikes down there. They were doing a showcase, okay, of their bikes. They did not do any demos. They had plenty of 500s. Any one of those 500s I would buy before I buy a Kawi 300. I got 45, 50 miles to the gallon. I would have spent I would call that an adventure. I could have spent the money, the difference on a hotel the night I rode down, 7 days. I would call that an adventure. I would say that's a decent ride. 300, just too slow. Just not enough power. Not enough power. Sorry. I would not put somebody on that bike except to impress someone with the number of miles they could ride without wrecking the motorcycle. If you wreck one of those bikes, you suck. You suck as a rider if you wreck one of those bikes. And on top of that, I will say this: if you ride it on the highway, you are suicidal. I won't say you're a fool. I will say you are suicidal. Because you'd have to pretty much lock that damn thing wide open in fifth gear to keep it at normal highway speeds and have decent responsivity. It could be done, but you'd be crazy. I think something like riding it down Route 1 would make more sense. But you're not going to get 60, 70, 80 miles an hour riding it down Route 1. And it would drive me nuts riding it down Route 1. A 2-lane highway, it's about as much as I'd ride those things. Nice back road, one of those country back roads. I could get on, where I wouldn't want to do more than 45, 50 miles an hour, sure. That might be the appropriate venue for such a motorcycle. There's no business on the highway. I don't think it would have enough power to do some serious mountains, do any real hills. Flat road like this, you see how there's almost no cars out here? Middle of Georgia, middle of nowhere, maybe. Might be fine for that. No way, shape, or form would I call it a motorcycle for any decent riding. And now I'm going to save this until I get back somewhere home. I think I've said enough. Do not buy one of those motorcycles thinking that you are buying a sport bike. It is not a sport bike. It is a moped with plastic to make it look like a sport bike. Over and out.